is on my gaming list, but I don't know if it's on my streaming list. No, it's not. It's not. So I'm interested in this game because I suffer from depression, and when I'm feeling depressed or overwhelmed with various situations, I isolate myself and I just stop talking to people and I stop going out and doing things. So I'm interested in how this game displays those characteristics. Not always, Chalk. Not always. So yeah, I think I can just kind of jump right into it. I'm probably only going to be streaming for like an hour-ish, but apparently that's okay with this game. By the way, this game was made with Unity. Are you going to show up? You showed up when I was testing 5 seconds ago. Are you serious? What are you doing? You're going to get it together? OBS? No? Okay, well, there we go. That's perfectly fine. So let's just double check instructions. Interaction, you can combine items from your inventory with the environment. You can also combine items within your inventory and click on the eye symbol in the bottom right corner to receive a hint. Perfect. So I can click on it and you guys won't see that I clicked on it. It's great. So what I really actually liked about this game is that right in the game, obviously the topic of the game in general is depression, but it's not just using it as a vehicle to jump on current trending topics. They actually put like information in, and this piano song's a little weird, but it's okay. Everyone experiences sadness at some point in their lives. It's natural to feel down when going through a rough patch. Even if the reason for feeling sad is not obvious, it's okay to feel down. Sadness is a natural reaction that stops us, allowing us to take a break from our everyday routine and consider the situation we're in. If the feeling of sadness lasts more than 2 weeks and is accompanied by other symptoms, it may be indicative of a mood disorder. The symptoms of depression can affect how one feels, thinks, and handles everyday activities. The most common symptoms of depression are feelings of sadness and an inability to enjoy activities that used to be enjoyable. People suffering from depression can also feel fatigued and tired, experience pain without an obvious cause, experience sleeping disorders such as insomnia or oversleeping, experience eating disorders resulting either in weight loss or weight gain, feeling angry or annoyed, having trouble concentrating, thinking, making choices, feeling guilty, hopeless and worthless, and having suicidal thoughts. I have experienced every single one of those. Keep in mind that those are the most common symptoms, and individual cases may vary in the presence and presentation of symptoms. Mood disorders can present themselves in many different ways, and their type depends on their intensity. Researchers attribute depression to a variety of factors, including genetics, biology, environment, and psyche. It can affect people of any age, gender, or nationality. There are certain factors that increase the risk of depression: serious illnesses, mood-affecting drugs, serious life changes, trauma, stress, and familial tendencies towards mood swings. Depression can be treated by both medication and psychotherapy. Antidepressants can help the brain produce chemicals that affect our mood. They are not, however, magical, and they do not have an immediate effect. The effect of antidepressants become visible after a period of 2 to 4 weeks of regular medication. This is an extremely difficult period for medicated patients, and the support of family and friends is key. Alongside the medication, a depressed person might also take part in psychotherapy. There are many different types of psychotherapy available, and each uses different techniques and coping strategies. One should learn what a therapy session would look like before committing to a long-term course. In short, therapy consists of talking to a therapist and exercising coping strategies. Group therapy is also available, allowing the patient to meet other people suffering from the same illness and receive their support and understanding during therapist-led sessions. Only a small number of mood disorder patients are committed to hospitals. If you think someone close to you may be suffering from depression, consider talking to them. Their mood may be a result of a difficult situation they're in, and they may need your support. Together, it should be easier to decide whether they should consult a psychiatrist to determine whether they suffer from depression. And if you know someone who is struggling with depression, try avoid saying hurtful things and focus on positives and things that might help them cope. Hurtful things... Oh, here we go. So, I was gonna explain examples, but it does it. Below you will find some example of things that you should avoid saying to a person struggling with depression, and alternatives which may help communicate that you support and care for them. Instead of saying everything will be fine, you could say, I'll be there for you. Instead of there's nothing to worry about, get a grip. Ask, how can I help you make you feel better? Instead of saying, there are people with bigger problems than yours, say, do you want to talk about your problems? And then finally, this is a really good one. Your life is amazing. What are you worried about? Talk about how much you appreciate the person and who they are. If you feel like you might suffer from depression, consider talking to your doctor, calling a depression hotline, or turning to someone close to you. If you feel your mood is getting low and you're feeling the blues, consider the following. Try to stay active, play sports, go for everyday walks, or go to the gym. Do not set expectations that exceed your current ability. Everyone has worse days. Try to spend as much time as you can with people close to you, avoid isolation, and allow people to reach you. If you are undergoing depression treatment, do not expect immediate results. Therapy usually takes a long time. Try to avoid making important life decisions, and if you need to make them, be sure to consult your decisions with loved ones. Try to learn as much as you can about depression. And here are some helpful United Kingdom-based links. There. Hello, Silver Nightwing. How you doing? Welcome on in. From what you learned in your psychology class, most therapists go for short-term treatments and help people achieve their goals. Yes, that's a big part of it. Those are called coping strategies. So let's see. New game. This game can negatively influence your mood. If you feel sad, you should take a break and return once you feel better. If you feel like you may be susceptible to emotions conveyed by movies and digital media, you should consider playing Indygo during the day, accompanied by a person close to you. Indygo is not a documentary, it's a work of fiction. It is only an attempt to interpret and illustrate a state that people with depression can find themselves in. Keep in mind that every case of depression is completely individualistic, and some symptoms and feelings shown here may not appear in some people or all people suffering from depression. Decisions made during the game will affect the way that things end. Oh man, this is intense. All right. Not long before bed for you, but always happy to hang out. Oh, thanks, Pete. No problem. I totally understand that. I'm doing my best to try to start as early as possible, but I just got home 40 minutes ago, so I had to feed my cat, go to the restroom, and then start the stream. So, doing my best.
Bad days can be really long. They can last for weeks, months, years even. I don't remember the exact moment when my bad day started, but I am sure it was a long time ago. I wanted to get through it on my own. I wasn't even hoping it would be good for my creativity. It wasn't. People always say that tomorrow is another day. It isn't. That's why I see absolutely no point in opening this door and coming back to life again. Or maybe I'm just ill. Day 126. My name's Tom, and I am a complete and utter idiot. I may be tired of living. I may not be willing to participate in this farce of a world, but for the love of destroying a memento, where's the sense in that? Why in the hell did I tear up that picture? I remember the first time we went to Italy for the Biennale. We instantly fell in love with the country. It was amazing. We knew that it wouldn't be our last visit. Back then, painting was still important to me. It actually meant something. Now I can't tell whether my life was pointless from the very start, or whether I stripped it of meaning. Oh, stop feeling sorry for yourself. At any rate, out of respect for Anne, I should piece the picture back together and put it in the frame. Maybe not everything is lost.
Already, just this one journal entry, attacked my heart. That I have felt this exact way this year. Multiple times within my life. Yeah, it seems like a really beautiful game. Pete, it's of a painter, so it's really artistic looking. Hello, Johnny. Good evening. And Larry, thank you so much for that host. Very sweet of you. How you guys doing? I'm going to be saying this a few times. This is a game about depression. And if you're not in a very stable place right now, or you don't want to be triggered, and I mean triggered in the actual psychological sense of an event or a conversation triggers certain emotional responses. So it's okay if you can't handle this right now or ever. There are times where I can't watch certain scenes in movies and TV shows anymore. Or if a certain type of scene does come up, I need to get warning of, hey, this is going to be very graphic. And sometimes even then I have to pause and be like, okay, we just need to skip this scene. Just tell me the story, the plot, the character development that happens. I can't watch this. So I totally understand, and that's okay. So don't feel bad if that happens to you too. Got home from work and relaxing. Nice. Well, Pete asked if there was something noteworthy that I did today. Today at work, I did a presentation about my department to new starters. We hired a bunch of new starters, and we do like a little introduction of all the different departments and teams and groups of people that work at our company, and I got to do it on the behalf of the whole IT team, so that was really fun. And I did very well, apparently. Everyone giggled at my little jokes, and they also said that it was very informative, so that's good. All right. Click the I to receive the hint. Okay. It once cost me a lot of money. The radio. I used to listen to music all the time back when I was painting. An antique, almost as old as me. I'm too sentimental. It's a forearm. Ancient history. I almost forgot about it. Was there any ever point in it all those years? Oh, jeez. Like a kitchen shelf. Ancient history. Almost forgot about it. Was there any point of it? Sweet Lebrone. Yeah, it's a really wonderful company. Ancient history. It kind of looks like a spider coming out of a hole, or is it crumpled paper? Oh no, this is an umbrella, like a broken umbrella. Is this one too? It's not working. Still not working. Nope, nothing changed here. Alright, great. To think, I once had motivation to read them all. What a load of crap. I bet that's what Frank would say about them. Oh, jeez. Anne thought it would bring some life to the room. Yeah. When was the last time I watered it? Is it a monocot or a dicot? Is there really nothing else for me to think about? My personal Pandora box. It's better not to think about certain things. I should hide it better. Not all mysteries are meant to unfold. Okay. My greatest work. Incredibly pretentious. It was highly praised, so why is it here instead of a museum? Maybe I should have sold that to a collector? What are you looking at? I brought you to life so I could take that life away from you as well. I think I'm losing my mind. The unemployed. I got the smallest one from my father. I used to sign everything with it. It would have been sensible not to have hung about with them. Maybe that would have spared me all the trouble. It's getting colder. I might need it if I decide to go out. Good one. Locked, thank goodness. It's very old. Why do I even need a mirror? Art in our city. The works of Thomas Perry could be seen at the Contemporary Art Gallery until the end of the month. His paintings have been appreciated by many international critics and private collectors alike. Size is among one of his most interesting works. Thomas's art has also gathered great reviews from local critics. Now his art can be seen and appreciated by the public. Picture fragment. Ah, so we need to pick up the picture fragment. Alright. I should clean up more often. Why are those there? You can't argue with nature. Picture fragment. Alright, so we've went in here. So... I need to put it back in the frame. Well, where is the frame? Is this it? Is this the art piece? I'm not sure which art piece we... Oh, here's a picture fragment. Ah, here it is. Looks like this is the last fragment of the picture. I guess I should put it in the frame. Oh, that's his diary. Is this trash? When will Anne throw these out? My collection is pretty good. It's slightly scary. Is one of them leaking? Alright, just kind of clicking around, making sure that I get everything. This looks like an arm, like a dead body. That's not cool. I haven't read those in a while. Quite a collection of magazines and albums. It's getting cloudy. Looks like it's gonna rain. I'm glad the outside world doesn't concern me anymore. Oh, is that my self-portrait? Amazing! At least it shows true emotion. Sometimes I wish I could forget about them. Maybe I could put them to good use and throw them in the furnace. Paintings are better fueled than sculptures. That's my motto. Alright, so... How do I... I'm not sure. Do I... Sorry, I'm not sure how to... Rest up, girl. You've earned it. We worked quite a lot together. Do I... Hold on, let me... Oh, is it over here? Oh, okay. Angry people tend to do stupid things. This frame shouldn't be empty. Alright. Ah, I have to put it in the right places. Who knew? Oh, why would I tear up a... Is this a picture of my girlfriend? My wife? My love, my Anne. Alright.
Tom, we both know what you're doing is far from normal. You're turning our lives into an endless drama, a horror even. I bet that if I sold our story, I'd be able to build a new house, with an atelier for you, one that would take up an entire floor. Hell, we could even throw in a hot tub, so that you could keep contemplating the meaninglessness of life like a king. Maybe I should do the same. Damn you. I'm perfectly aware that you're not working on your paintings. I also don't really believe that you simply need to spend some time on your own. I mean, some time? Do you take me for a fool? I didn't move in with you to end up sitting in an empty home. Don't you dare act like a rat hiding under the sink. Do you even care about what's going on with me? Whether I'm able to cope with all this? Well, I'm not. I'm not coping with any of this. I'm pathetic and hopeless. I can't even take good care of the house. I broke the alarm and forgot to pay the bills on time. Fortunately, the men from the security company were understanding enough. The alarm won't be working for some time, though. Oh, what's the point of writing all this for you, anyway? I bet you don't give a shit. I'm so fed up with providing excuses for you. People are asking about you all the time. They say they haven't seen you in a while, or ask, when is he coming back to work? Is Tom feeling well? Please tell him we said hi and take good care of him so he comes back to us as soon as possible. If I have to fake a smile even one more time, my face will remain twisted for the rest of my life. I'm sick of it all. I know everyone goes through a difficult period from time to time, but what you're doing is not going to help you solve your issues. The world is not going to simply change just because you keep running away from it. Either way, you can't just sit there for the rest of your life. I hope you're aware of that. Anne.
Day 137. What the hell's
I was muted, sorry.
Where's this all coming from?
Basically, I chose the second one because it's so hard to say it without it in front of me now. But I chose the second response because the first response turns it back on her and says, hey, I dealt with you when you had your problems, so deal with mine. And that's a negative response, and it's a hurtful response. Obviously, she was hurting with her response, but that doesn't mean that you have to reply with hurt as well, too. So I chose the second response because she said that she was pathetic and hopeless. And that response also said that I am hopeless. So that's a connection that we can make together. And then also, I said maybe you should find someone to get me some help, which is a admission that there is something wrong and I need more help to get out of this rough patch.
Everything was good, wasn't it? There's no reason for me to feel like this. I got the promotion I cared so much about, head of the department. I worked so hard to get it. Now I wonder why I even bothered. I feel no joy, no satisfaction. I feel nothing at all. The inspiration to paint had left me even before I buried myself in here. Now all I can force myself to do is to stare at the ceiling. And this silence. Anne isn't home. The neighbors haven't come back from work yet. I feel like all this silence has made me deaf. I'm such an idiot. I forgot I brought a radio. I could have made use of it. There are broadcast schedules in the newspaper that Anne always brings me with my breakfast. I have no clue why I formed that habit. After all, I never used to read the paper.
Okay. So this is the radio station, so I need to see maybe a newspaper. Here we go. Broadcast schedule. The 7 Deadly Sins with Father Superior. Yeah, no. Radio 1 Education Reform. Disco trance music. Supernova indie music. Or classical music. Let's try 106.5. I wonder if it still works. Well, I guess we have to go with what's on right now. Do I want to spend my evening listening to that? No. Let's see what modern underground musicians have to offer. Not yet. Well, let's listen to what modern underground musicians have to offer for right now. Wait, do I not get to spend my time doing this? Or do I have to... Oh, interesting. So do I not get a choice anymore? Oh, wait, let me turn it on. Do I want to spend my evening listening to this? Yes. Wait, I wasn't...
Day
Oh,
157.
okay.
What's the use of having a lamp if all it does is gather dust? It's really bugging me. Anne was supposed to bring me a new bulb. Maybe she didn't have time. Well, everything comes at a price. I don't have to deal with everyday matters, but I have to be dependent on someone instead. Everything irritates me. I can feel ants marching under my skin and my legs are walking around the room without me. We aren't going anywhere, so just stop it. I can't hold on to a single thought. Maybe it's this damn mess around me, or maybe it's because I listened to Radio High Voltage yesterday. I'm trying to calm down. So I'm pacing from the atelier window to the bathroom window. It's not helping much. In situations like this, I've always reached for tobacco. It used to calm me down. I cut down on smoking because of my health. Maybe I should smoke one now, even though I haven't smoked in ages. I should have an emergency pack somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure I squirreled it away somewhere.
Sorry, I apparently have to pee every 5 seconds. Hello, Key and David. It is an independent game. It's the story of a painter who suffers from depression. So, let's see. Maybe I should smoke one now, even though I haven't in ages. Have an emergency pack somewhere. Squirreled it away. Everything irritates me. I can feel ants marching under my skin, and my legs are rocking around the room without me. Maybe it's because I listened to Radio High Voltage, trying to calm down. Okay, well, I picked the wrong radio station. My bad. Alright, let's find the tobacco. The light bulb is empty. Does it still work? The pen? I don't know, my friend. Ooh, there's another section. The painting used to be an extension of my own arm. Traces of old paint that cover it look exceptional. Probably the best piece of art I've ever created. Pretty useless. How can I let them just pile up here? Paints, palettes, solvents, my old friends. This is what you get when you don't make the bed for many weeks. My permanent residence. Why did I even get up? Matchbox. No need to apologize for being human. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Soon I won't have any room left for dirty underwear. Wow, it looks like it all went through a grinder. I used to dry dozens of my paints with it. I bet it barely works anymore. Oh, a hairdryer. Can I make him take a shower? You need to make do with what you have. Now I remember we bought a new one. This one is leaking. An electric kettle sitting on the edge of the bathtub doesn't sound good. No, it doesn't. Used to dry my brushes here, awfully useful. Shampoo, face gel, I'm running out of deodorant. Why do I even need any of it? I need a new toothbrush. Like master, like dog. Wow, wasn't that hilarious? Pathetic. Turning this room into a Altier was a good idea. I have a bathroom because of it. Loneliness has its merits. I don't have to put the seat down. Alright, we've been here. Okay. My work clothes, my good apron. I've stained it with layers of paints over the years. I can't even recall the original color. So that's the bathroom. Maybe we could put them to good use and throw them in the furnace. I put the picture back. Oh, here are the cigarettes. The pack's empty. I might have another one. Can I open? Oh, I see. Maybe I can use the key? No. Only 2 keys. One for me, one for Anne. I have no idea. Where the cigarettes are. Can you... Oh, I didn't click on this one, my bad. At least I won't cause a fire. That's probably a good idea, buddy. That's the top one. This is the middle one. This looks like cigarettes. Oh, I totally clicked on that before, please. I have everything I need. Fantastic. I've definitely clicked on that before. Or maybe I clicked on the one next to it. Alright. Yeah. What difference does it make? Maybe I'll get cancer and be done with all this. I won't contaminate other people's lives. Well, maybe you'll get some dopamine in you.
Day 170. I was still asleep when Anne brought me breakfast. She must know I've been smoking. The ashtray's clean, and I don't remember cleaning it myself. She's probably going to be mad at me, as if she wasn't mad enough already. It's all my fault. I let her down. Oh, just stop it already. I've been sleeping like a log recently. I'm unable to get out of bed. I feel so heavy, so old. Oh, it seems Anne left me a letter with my breakfast. A letter. More like a note with a book recommendation. Isn't the whole point of being stuck in here to avoid other people and their whims as much as possible? I have to.
Welcome to the Quillective.
D-Sonic, thank you so much for resubscribing for 16, 17 months in a row through Game Wisp. That is so super sweet of you. You are so kind. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I hope you're feeling better. Thank you so much.
Her isolation I think of so fondly sometimes seems as scary as living in the real world. Out there. Maybe I should do what Anne asked me to. I need to remember which book she mentioned in that note of hers.
All right. So, in that note of hers, I was wondering recently whether I should go back to working on my last painting, but I decided it was a stupid idea. All I accomplished was making a fool of myself. I should embrace the fact that some things just disappear forever. It's good that I have remnants of your. It's good I have the remnants of your self-preservation instinct. If I could just start my life over and be someone else. I'm so deadly tired. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm perceiving the world through a thick fog. These last few days I've practically haven't gotten out of bed. Today I had no choice since Anne was changing the sheets. I had to find something to do with myself, so I wrote about it here. Hey, D-Sonic, I'm doing excellently, thank you. How are you? So, I need to find a note that Anne... gave me with book recommendations, I guess. Is this it? Rilke, page 89. Read it, please, for me if you still can. Okay. So we have to find a book. Rilke poems. Solitude is like a rain that from the sea at dusk begins to rise. It floats remote across the far-off plain, upward into its dwelling place, the skies. Then over the town it sinks slowly again. Like rain, it softly falls at that dim hour when ghostly lanes turn to the shadowy morn. When bodies wade with the Said? Passion's flower, sad, disappointed from each other turn, when men with quiet hatred burning deep, together in a common bed must sleep through the gray phantom shadows of the dawn. Lo, solitude flows down the river Wayne. Is that the book I want to read? Yep.
Tom, I wonder if you've read the thing I asked you to. I suppose you haven't, since you've been avoiding me and everything that's related to me. Except for meals, maybe. I can't even put it into words, how lonely I feel.
I'm really glad
But I
D-Sonic.
guess Rilke has done it for me. Isn't it weird that a journalist is lost for words? I don't think it has ever happened to me before. I've been having lots of nightmares recently. All of them kind of alike. In each and every one of them, I'm wandering around some sort of building. A castle, an old house, or a hotel. All I know is that I need to get to my room. Those places are always chilly, always full of corridors, nooks and crannies, and most importantly, always haunted. Whenever I'm about to open a door, I feel overwhelmed by fear. What if the room I'm standing in front of is haunted by some kind of hellspawn? The nightmare continues in the light of day. I'm afraid of what I might see behind a door in my own home. I'm on edge. This isn't normal, and it shouldn't be happening. I'm not going to carry on with this, so I took some action. For your information, you have no say in the matter. I need to help you somehow. I need to help us. I've paid your doctor a visit and told him everything there is to say about the situation. He's going to visit you in a couple of days. I'm telling you this so that you have time to prepare for it. You're going to talk to him. I had to do something about it. I had to search for help, since we're not able to deal with this on our own, because we aren't. This situation is not good for us. It has to change. Oh, and don't even bother locking the door. As I'm sure you remember, we've agreed that I'm to have unrestricted access to your atelier. That's why I have my own key. Anne.
Well, good for you, Anne. I mean, I did ask her to get help a few days ago, so that's what she's doing, yeah? Just as a clarification, if you're just coming in, this is a game about depression, so if it's something that's a little heavy for you, I understand. Well, how... I don't want to reply with these. Well, can I not reply with these because I haven't been mean? Dear Anne, I'm not angry that you're searching for help, but you could have at least asked how I felt about all this. Well, I told her to search for help. We could at least try to agree on the date and that time of the meeting. I can't do anything but accept your decision in a way I understand it, or... I'm sorry that taking care of our home and me is such a burden for you. Maybe I didn't really leave you any choice, but even so, I'm not feeling well about the business. It looks like you were setting someone on me. Well, I guess if you're having problems with the ghost, you need to call a professional. Well, she's not. It's a... Those are nightmares. Alright, I think this one is the best answer because it's not mean to her. And I say, I understand, I have to accept your decision. So that's how I'm going to respond.
Day 185. I had an argument with Anne, all because she arranged for a doctor to come round and see me. Where's all her patients coming from? I wish she'd just leave. Let me disappear here. Let me die. Let me slip into oblivion. You see, Rilke? Even though we secretly hate each other, at least we don't have to sleep in the same bed. At least I took care of that. When Anne was leaving, she slammed the door so hard that the mirror fell on the floor. Why do I even need a mirror? I guess the only reason I kept it so long was my infantile sentimentalism. Every time my mother was done cutting my hair, she would hold a mirror up for me so that I could see my new hairdo. It's one of the few memories I have of her. She left us so soon. Nobody was prepared for that. But then again, can you ever really prepare? In any case, I need to sort this mirror out. Anne's definitely not going to want to help me after that argument. And I feel uneasy in a room full of broken glass.
Yeah, sweet LeBron, I understand that too. They want double confirmation, obviously. I don't know. That is kind of annoying, but I've definitely had to experience that with schools and stuff like that too. Alright. Well, let's pick up. Should I fix the mirror? Yes, we are going to fix the mirror. I could try to put it together. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Probably need one or two more pieces. Did one fall over here? Whoa, all the way over there? Jeez. That should be it. If not, I don't have the energy to keep looking for these pieces anyway. There we go, I fixed it.
Dear Tom, according to what we discussed during our last meeting, I am writing this letter instead of calling or visiting you. Please, bear in mind that I'm only doing it because you're famous, and I can understand that you wish to avoid rumors at all cost. As I already mentioned, the state you're in is a cause for much concern. But I think we can start with home therapy. Let me just remind you what we agreed on during our last meeting. Medication is necessary. If you do not wish to cooperate with me on that matter, I will have no choice but to consider hospitalization. I gave Anne the prescriptions for the next month. I will visit you soon so that we can assess whether the medication has caused any improvement. I keep in touch with Anne, so please do not worry about her. Do not hesitate to contact me should any problems arise or your condition worsen. I would also appreciate it if you considered leaving your atelier. You can start by leaving the window open, then the door, and then maybe walking around the house at night when Anne's asleep. Once you accomplish that, you may try continuing your trips around the house, but during the day. I'm convinced it's worth a try. I often see that it's helpful if patients write journals, of course, if they find enough energy to do so. Please remember, it is crucial that you take your medication regularly. I know that you have experience with these sorts of pharmaceuticals, but let me remind you, they only work after a period of regular use. Please, do not let it discourage you that you may experience some deterioration in your condition in the first 2 weeks. After this critical period, you should expect things to get better. Dear Tom. Dear Tom.
Alright. Hi, Slick Ghost. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Welcome on in. We are playing a game about a painter who suffers from depression. Dear Mr. Brohl, thank you for your visit and respecting my request. I'm perfectly aware you could have behaved differently. I'm not a fan of medication, but I do hope what you said about it is true and it will help me get through the worst phase. I do realize you might be unhappy with how our last meeting looked, but please give me a bit more time. I'm deeply sorry about all the trouble I may have caused. As for medicine, I admit I don't think of it fondly, but since I don't think I could get much worse than it is now, I will try to give it a shot. Please try to talk to Anne again and help her understand to shed some new light on this matter. Alright, so one of these. I think this one is the best, because I'm asking for help and asking to help Anne. I'm deeply grateful that you allow me to stay home. Please rest assured I understand why you think the medication is needed, and I'm excited about all the possible side effects, but I will do my best to have the best attitude possible. I hope Anne will not hold it against you that you didn't take the problem away from her and let me stay under her roof. I suppose she should welcome the possibility to be freed from this burden I impose on her. Thank you for your letter. As a matter of fact, I don't think I would feel better locked in a hospital. I would do my best to fight the aversion to the medicine and take them as prescribed. If it's going to make Anne happier, I'm glad to do it. I will try to give the medicine a shot. The bathroom cabinet is perfect for storing medicine, isn't it? Since I need to take them every day, it looks like I'm going to take regular trips to this cabinet. At least that's one good reason to get out of bed. I need to take my pills regularly if I want them to work.
Day 191.
Day 191. I'm not sure fixing that mirror was a good decision after all. It's a memento of my mom, but then again, when I look at it, something inside me raises its head. I'm slightly afraid of the reflection in the mirror, but I'd be lying if I say I'm not proud of how I managed to piece all the jigsaw puzzle pieces together. My aunt's such a sly little thing. She always comes back to Altair in the morning before work to take some of the rubbish out, bring me food, and sometimes cater to my special wishes. I hide in the bathroom when she does. I wash and get dressed, or pretend to, at least. Most of the time she's gone by the time I'm out, which means I don't have to suffer her gaze and the wave of guilt that it brings with it. This time it was different. She was sitting on my bed waiting. She looked peculiar. Maybe she wanted to make up after the whole situation with the doctor visit. I haven't got a clue as to why I'm so cold to her. I can't show her how much I care for her, how much love I still have for her. She talked to me about her family. She asked me to paint a forest animal for her niece's upcoming birthday, and brought her a book about the forest. I made a note so I wouldn't forget to do it. Quite a challenge. I hope I'm still able to do it. Seems like there's something wrong with Anne. Maybe she's consoling herself again? Urgent. Anne is going to her niece's birthday party on Saturday. She asked me if I could draw an animal for her. It would be great if it was a forest animal. Girl's crazy about them. I need to find drawing supplies and a blank sheet of paper. Alright. So let's find some drawing supplies. Nothing in here. Swell. Fantastic. I'm very happy to hear that. I gave a presentation at work today and it went super well. So I'm pretty happy about that. And apparently to treat myself, I'm going to play a game about depression. Wow, these are pretty. Alright, a blank piece of paper. Now I need drawing utensils. It's out of ink. It's useless now. I have what I need now to get to work. What should I draw for that little girl? A roe or a wolf? What is a roe? Oh, it's a deer. Okay. Yeah, I could definitely draw a deer. Oh, look at it! It's so cute! It's so cute. Wait, did I take my medicine?
Day 201. Anne seemed pleased with the watercolor. Hopefully Emily will be pleased with it as well. I found no satisfaction in creating it, though.
It's so sad.
It seemed to be a caricature of itself. Completely inadequate. I think it's all because of my emotions. Because of how awkward painting and drawing make me feel these days. Quite pathetic. A big artist having issues with a small watercolor. Is it just me? Or is that how the whole world's organized?
Sometimes I think that life's nothing but an absurdity, and the only way I can deal with it is laugh at it. I can't do it anymore. When I look back, I wonder why I made the decisions I did. We're spinning, sometimes driven by some inner force, and we never know what the end of the line is going to be. Talking about spinning, today Anne brought me a clock I once got from my friend, David. She said she found it while cleaning up. So many memories. They popped into my head every time I glanced at the clock's face. That David, he was really one of the ambitious ones. Any obstacle in his way seemed easy to tackle, and it was only a matter of attitude. I guess this gift from him was a way to motivate me. The clock of his life stopped some long time ago, 5 years or so. It'd be good to check to see if the old mechanism's still working. So let's check out our journal. Who thought medical care was so efficient? My doctor keeps calling me. Am I paying him that much? I mustered up the courage to call the doctor. It was one of the good days, so I decided to let him know how things were. Today, Anne forgot to bring me dinner. There are 2 ways I could handle the situation. I can either leave the room and eat something, or stay here and hope she comes at all. I guess anyone would choose to go to the kitchen and get some food. I'm not that obvious. Leaving this room is far less comfortable than hunger I may be experiencing. I wonder if Anne is annoyed, or maybe she just forgot about me. She used to try things like that. Well, I should have a packet of biscuits stashed around here somewhere. Time will keep on being a cannibal. Lack. Use it wisely. This clock stopped working just like you did. Oh, jeez. Okay. What do I need to do? Check my bed? Oh, I need to take my medicine. Ah! Oh, here's a watch. Okay. I've already taken my medication today. Oh, okay, good. A presentation, so basically we were having an introduction for all the new starters because we hired a lot of new people in the last 2 months, and I did a presentation about I represented my whole IT team, and explained what the IT team does and the different ways to contact us, and if you have certain questions, who to contact, and the type of things that we can help with, basically. So what do I do? This should fit the clock. This is stupid. This won't work. What? Do I want to wind it up? At least I have some use for it. On the other hand, shouldn't this clock stay as dead as my old friend? Nope. Oh, it's working. Now I can keep track of the hours spent in my hermitage. Isn't that great? Yes. Yes, it is great.
Tom, when I found the clock in the
attic, you know, the one from David, it immediately reminded me of the situation. His illness, his funeral, and then I thought of you. It finally got to me how afraid I am. Every single time I press the handle to walk into your room, my hand trembles. The images I see upon opening that door scare me. But I turn the key and walk in anyway. As I do it for a brief moment, my imagination feeds me the worst visions possible in order to spare me the shock. So that was the worst possible reality that can await me inside already seems somehow familiar to me. This whole situation has completely annihilated my sense of security. You're there alone. I have no idea what you're thinking about, and it can't be good. I'm alone as well. I experience feelings I can't even control, like my heart is going to implode any minute now. Tom, please, allow yourself to be helped. Please don't condemn us to this non-existence. By shutting yourself off, you've also shut me off. You've turned into your own sentry. I know it's hard for you. I really believe that you feel the way you say you do. I'm dying to do more for you, to get inside your head, to kill that monster that occupies it and save you, but I'm completely helpless. Please, please promise me that I'm not in for any surprises, that whenever I decide to walk into your room, all that awaits me are dirty clothes, dishes, and some untidiness, like newspapers and rubbish lying on the floor, an unmade bed. But that I will hear you in the bathroom, that I will see you faking your sleep, but please, please promise me that I will never come across anything else in there. I can only answer, I'm in no mood for this response. And I apologize for all the suffering I'm bringing upon you. I never intended to hurt you. You don't have to sympathize with me. You don't owe me anything. I understand that you have your own concerns, but I'm not going to hurt myself. I can promise you that I will never break your life and your heart with such a decision. Besides, I've been better recently. Hello, Sam Samuelson. Welcome on back. Good morning. Yes, that is my response.
Day 211.
Winding that clock wasn't the best idea after... Hey! Wasn't the best idea after all. This constant ticking is making me it's making it impossible for me to fall asleep. Maybe it's not just the clock. I keep having problems with sleep these days. On the other hand, though, at least I always know the time. There's a new problem on the horizon today. Anne is expecting a visit from her old school friend Monica. Obviously, I asked Anne to tell her friend I'm not at home. Monica's a very agreeable person. I just don't feel like seeing anyone. Surprise, surprise. We're sticking to the official explanation that I'm experiencing heart problems, so I'm either undergoing tests or at the clinic. As far as I know, in 2 weeks I'm going to be on a medical retreat. It's all possible thanks to my old friend, a cardiologist. It was enough to tell him that I need some rest, no questions asked. Thanks to his help, I could take some time off from the university. Anyway, I wonder where Monica's supposed to sleep. I brought the bed from the guest room up here to the atelier. Actually, that was just the beginning. This room used to look so different. Now it's more like a studio, a place where everything I need for normal existence to be crammed into one small room. I bought the chest of drawers from my bedroom, a bookcase from the living room, the desk and lamp from the study. Luckily, I didn't have to build a bathroom since there was one here from the beginning. Step by step, I prepared a hideaway for myself, and I've been hibernating inside of it ever since. But I have to admit, I've been exaggerating with it lately, though. If still I can't fall asleep, I know what I'm going to do. I found some old tapes, I'm going to listen to them. I have to be careful not to attract the girl's attention. I know how the sound travels around.
Day.
So let's see our journal. This house, and I'll make use of it myself sometimes when I'm trying to work out whether Anne's home. It looks like it's just going to be me and the tapes tonight. Sometimes when I'm lying in bed, I have an surge of observations about life. I analyze everything, every last detail of my life so far, from my earliest childhood to now. Sometimes I concentrate on my own mistakes, sometimes about all the bad things other people did. I wish I could turn back the time, return to certain events and behave differently. Maybe if I could do that, I wouldn't feel as I do. Can I open the window? No, I guess not. For a wretched mood, you're Anne. I have to remember I need the batteries are dead, and I need headphones. I don't want the girls to hear me. Alright. I need headphones. Oh, there's batteries. Might be useful, definitely. Thank you for the host, Sanguine. Headphones. Alright, let's make sure that we took our medicine. Alright. I think I might have missed one of the first days. A fully working radio. So how do I... So how do I do this? You have so much work. Welcome to the life. Oh, I rewind with a pencil. Duh. For a wretched mood. Yeah, why not? Anne made it for me, right?
Day 222. My relationship with Anne was always
really important to me, but now it's worse than ever between us. It's probably my fault, but I can't help that sometimes when she's chewing me out, all I want to do is shake her and yell, "What the fuck is wrong with you? How fucked up do you have to be to stay with me and all this shit?" But no, I'll never do that. Lately, I came across the mixtape Anne gave me. When I listened to it, I had the faintest of hopes that things between us could still be what they used to be. Now I really don't know what's going to happen. Recently, I got to see how it would be without her for around. A couple of days ago, Anne left for her niece's birthday party. She was away for 3 days. The second night after she left, I had some sort of attack. I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe it's because of the broken alarm? I was convinced someone was walking around the house. It wasn't easy for me. After all the time I've spent locked away in this room, I know exactly what kind of noises to expect at what hours. I was petrified, but I couldn't put my finger on what was making me so afraid. Every movement, the slightest, triggered intense reactions. I was sure I was going to die right then and there. This whole thing has been incredibly illogical, but then again, what difference does the logic make if you feel what is true for you, and you have to find a way to live with it? When you try to tell someone about it and no one understands a single word. I want to leave, call Anne, and ask her to come back, but the fear paralyzed me. And now the phone's right here on the dresser, but not because of that experience. I didn't tell Anne anything, it's just somebody called and wanted to talk to me. I was asleep when it happened, and Anne didn't want to wake me up. I don't feel like calling him back, but do I really have a choice? Frank Snowpiercer called. He asked to call you back. I won't be tonight, so you have to manage this on your own. Frank, what does he want? What, you can't just call someone for a chat anymore? I sense conspiracies everywhere. Even if I wanted to call back, I don't remember the number. My old contact book. And where is she going? Contact book. Damn it. It must have been right after we had that argument about the expedition. He didn't choose any of my works. Frank the skank. I used to press the pen so hard against the paper I could see the marks underneath. Maybe I could retrieve the numbers somehow? Yeah, maybe. Alright. So we need some paper. I have everything I need. Oh, with sudden stroke of genius, I have the number, but do I really want to talk to that moron? He never believed me, even when we were friends. So many years have gone by. Call him. Let's do it.
Dear Tom, in light of our discussion about the most convenient way for me to contact you...
Oh, I forgot to take the medicine,
I'm
fuck.
this letter. Gladly...
I keep forgetting, like, when you finish something during the day, you... Damn it. Oh, wait. So I need... Okay. In light of our discussion, the most convenient way to contact you, I'm writing this letter. Gladly, in fact, seeing as writing is more permanent than a fleeting word. I do hope you follow the advice I gave you. From what Anne told me, I understand that you're not attempting to go out, at least when she's home. She is very concerned about the state you are in, but rest assured we've offered her support, as you asked. I'm writing now to tell you that I will be available for a meeting at the end of next week. Please talk to Anne to set a time. I would also like to thank you for all the phone conversations we had. It's extremely important that I'm aware of any new symptoms, no matter how distressing they may be. That also goes for any issues you have with the prescriptions I've given you, although you've not said anything particular about them so far. Has your trouble sleeping become any worse? I'd like to discuss the next stages of your recovery process at our meeting. What the steps I need to take for you to start leaving your studio. I'd also like to visit more often. To be frank with you, I think you should spend some time in a hospital. Need counseling as well as pharmacological the experiment we decided to attempt can't last forever. I can see the changes in your mood, and that's the reason I'm sharing these thoughts regarding the next steps you should take. I also think in the future you would benefit from attending group therapy session meetings. Please remember that you're not alone in your problems. This illness can happen to anyone. Where you are right now, you are looking through the world in a keyhole, and the smallest fragment you see looks uninviting. Together, we're going to do the best so you can see the wider world again. So I get 2 responses. Dear Dr. Broll, thank you for your letter. I have to admit, taking the prescribed medication was initially challenging. It's getting easier, though. I don't know what to think. Sometimes I catch myself wondering what I would do if I decide to leave. It's mostly the little things I could do around the house or with Anne, but it's a start, isn't it? Looking at the improvements in my sleeping patterns, I believe the medication has started working. I'd like to thank you especially for the support you offered Anne. I know how she needed that. I imagine she finds the situation very difficult, but I don't want it to overwhelm her. I realize it's all my fault, but I'm unable to do anything about it. I think this first one is the most positive.
Day 230.
I forgot to mention that I talked to Frank a couple days ago. He said it's been ages since we last met up and we should talk. He was wondering what was up with us. I told Anne is publishing a few short stories and got a column in the paper. Nothing major, but still something. I was trying not to talk about myself. I don't expect to meet him anytime soon, but the conversation was rather pleasant. It came as a surprise, just like the other thing that happened. I was browsing through my collection of art albums and I heard a peculiar noise coming from the yard, followed by a doorbell. I couldn't immediately recognize who paid us a visit. I was really surprised, since now I can work out what's happening based on solely on the sounds I hear around the house. Considering my current state, this ability has become crucial to me. That's why I was agitated to hear so many different voices. There were a number of people talking to Anne downstairs. I was so intrigued that I peered through the keyhole. Later, Anne told me the voices belonged to my students. They wanted to pay their old professor a wish him good health, and ask him if he was coming back to work anytime soon. It was a rather distressing experience, in a way also quite comforting. Truth be told, I'm not sure what to think of it. I don't know what to think of my latest discovery either. I wanted to retrieve the magazine that fell behind the cabinet. When I reached for it, I found my real treasure instead. That's what I call my Russian doll, since I have no clue what's inside of it. Should I open her or just let it go? If I leave it unopened, it will be forever hiding something amazing and mysterious, leading me to wonder about the nature of those mysteries. Knowing my nature, though, I won't withstand it, and this old, forgotten treasure won't stay closed for long. Alright. I drew a snake thing. Let me take my medicine. A candle. Oh, I took a candle. Alright, cool. You know, take candle, but we totally did. It's fine. And the Russian doll. I think I got it from an aunt or maybe a grandma. What on earth did I hide in it? My memory keeps getting worse and worse. I keep getting worse and worse. I'm breaking. What the hell? I can't open it. It's glued shut or something. Alright, so I need some matches or something. Ah, yes, here are the matches. Maybe I should smoke? No, we're not gonna smoke. I know how to approach women. I almost forgot about it. My last comforter. I need some help, but is this the help I need? Nope, I'm gonna throw away the alcohol.
Tom, now
I understand what you're going through a tad better. I know even the smallest actions you need feels like one of the labors of Hercules. Accepting help isn't always easy, especially when you're not sure where it's gonna lead. I see how hard you're trying, but I'm afraid how long it may take. I'm also worried you might end up in a hospital. It's hard for me to imagine myself in all this, and yet I'm trapped in the eye of the storm, as it were. I don't want to compare our experiences, but I admit I feel dead inside. Sometimes I wonder how it's going to look when we finally awake from this nightmare. Who are we going to be? Are we going to stay who we are? Are we going to have any bond? Are we going to still have this bond we used to have? I don't want this nightmare to last any longer, yet I'm afraid of our awakening. Of course, the most important thing is for you to recover, and that's what we need to focus on. Please remember I'm too waiting behind this door, not just a scary world. Maybe we could travel to Italy again. I know it was me who put this weight on your shoulders, and I'm sorry. There are things I have no influence over. I can't change it just like that. I can't fix myself, but I want you to know that I'm willing to try. I want to come back to the realm of the living. The realm of the dead is not better than the real world. I hope that you'll be there with me to fix it. That seems really positive.
Day 245.
It's been a while since I realized that drinking tends to solve one problem, but replace it with 3 more. I have to admit, though, the possibility of turning your head off is tempting. I'm dying for something to deactivate me, even for the shortest of moments. I'm seriously sick of myself, acting like that leads me nowhere. I don't know what to think. On a different note, the Foundation of Talented Children asked me to donate one of my paintings to their annual charity event. No matter how much I try to avoid painting, it's always just around the corner. Although as though I'm tied to it with some iron knot. I should send them something. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about going back to work. I'm not sure if it's a medicine or maybe I was ill for long enough, but I started to miss it. I believe that's a good sign. I don't know what I'm going to see when I look into Anne's eyes. I'm under the impression that these last few months have left a mark on our relationship. Well, we'll see, I guess. As for the charity event, I guess I should pick a painting to donate and pack it right away. Dear Mr. Perry, since you expressed interest in our charity auction for talented children last year, we would like to kindly ask you to participate again. We would like to remind you that all the proceeds for the auction will be invested into the education of talented children who come from far less affluent families. We would also like to encourage you to take part in the bidding, which will be preceded by an exhibition prepared by your pupils. You can learn more about the event from the leaflet. We'd be honored if you attended. Alright. So we're going to pick a painting. We're going to take medicine. I'm just kind of looking around. Most of these responses are the same as before at the beginning of the game. It's one of my most valued works. This one could do nicely as well. It's one of my earlier works. Which should I donate? The light painting. I don't want to bring the auctioneers down. After all, it's about the children, not cancer patients. Wait, what? Okay.
I lost the fight with hopelessness. I handed in my resignation and gave up the rights to everything the world had to offer. In the name of what? It took me a long time to realize.
Oh, thank God.
It doesn't have to be that way. That I can feel differently. I'll try to rejoin the living now. I won't be lying. It's not the same as it was. Now I'm equipped with hope. That will help me fix my universe again.
The story has come to an end, but the journey has not. Play again for different experiences. Alright. Well, I feel like we got a decent ending. We don't necessarily know how his relationship with Anne turned out, but it seemed positive from the last letter that we had with her. But I definitely could see why I would want to play this again. There's definitely a lot of reason to try to see if you can make like a bad ending, or if you can make an absolutely perfect ending, or just see how a meh ending is. Hello, Craino. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for all of you who have hosted and resubscribed. I appreciate it a lot, and coming by for this hour and a half stream. I wanted to showcase Indygo because it's an indie game that I got a preview code for from the developers. I am going to read this about depression again, just so everyone who might have been here for the whole time or just kind of popped in understands the whole point of this game. Everyone experiences sadness. Hold on, let's see. You want to look at my face? Everyone experiences sadness at some point in their lives. It's natural to feel down when going through a rough patch. Even if the reason for feeling sad is not obvious, it's okay to feel down. Sadness is a natural reaction that stops us, allowing us to take a break from our everyday routine and consider the situation we're in. If the feeling of sadness lasts more than 2 weeks and is accompanied by other symptoms, it may be indicative of a mood disorder. The symptoms of depression can affect how one feels, thinks, and handles everyday activities. The most common symptoms of depression are feelings of sadness and an inability to enjoy activities that used to be enjoyable. People suffering from depression can also feel tired and fatigued, experience pain without an obvious cause, experience sleeping disorders such as insomnia or oversleeping, experience eating disorders resulting in either weight loss or gain, feeling angry and annoyed, having trouble concentrating, thinking, making choices, feeling guilty, hopeless, and worthless, and having suicidal thoughts. Keep in mind those are the most common symptoms, and individual cases may vary in presence and presentation of symptoms. Mood disorders can present themselves in many different ways, and their type depends on the intensity. Researchers attribute depression to a variety of factors, including genetics, biology, environment, and psyche. It can affect people of any age, gender, or nationality. There are certain factors that increase the risk of depression: serious illness, mood-affecting drugs, serious life changes, trauma, stress, and familial tendencies towards mood swings. Depression can be treated by both medication and psychotherapy. Antidepressants help the brain produce chemicals that affect our mood. They are not, however, magical and do not have an immediate effect. The effect of antidepressants become visible after a period of 2 to 4 weeks of regular medication. This is an extremely difficult period for medicated patients, and the support of family and friends is key. Alongside the medication, a depressed person may also take part in psychotherapy. There are many different types of psychotherapy involved, and each uses different techniques and coping strategies. One should learn what a therapy session would look like before committing to a long-term course. In short, therapy consists of talking to a therapist and exercising coping strategies. Group therapy is also available, allowing the patient to meet other people suffering from the same illness and receive the support and understanding during therapist-led sessions. Only a small number of mood disorder patients are committed to hospitals. If you think someone close to you is suffering from depression, consider talking to them. Their mood may be a result of a difficult situation they are in, and they may need your support. Together, it should be easier to decide whether they should consult a psychiatrist to determine whether they have depression. If you know someone who is struggling with depression, try avoiding saying things that are hurtful and focus on positives and things that will help them cope. Some examples of things that you should avoid saying to a person struggling with depression. Everything will be fine. There's nothing to worry about. Get a grip. There are people with bigger problems than yours. Your life is amazing. What are you worried about? And these are alternatives which may help communicate that you support and care for them. I am here for you. I'll be there for you. How can I help you make you feel better? Do you want to talk about your problems? I appreciate the person you are. If you feel like you suffer from depression, consider talking to your doctor, calling a depression hotline, or turning to someone close to you. If you feel your mood is getting low or you're feeling the blues, consider the following. Try to stay active, play sports, go for everyday walks, join a gym. Do not set expectations that exceed your current ability. Everyone has bad days. Try to spend as much time as you can with people who are close to you, and avoid isolation. Allow people to reach you. If you are undergoing depression treatment, do not expect immediate results. Therapy usually takes a long time. Try to avoid making important life decisions, and if you need to make them, be sure to consult your decisions with your loved ones, and try to learn as much as you can about your depression. So, everyone gets sad sometimes, and sometimes some of us get sad for longer periods of time, and we need help in order to get through it. And it is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength to be able to say, you know, I'm not doing well right now, and that's okay, and I'm going to be working towards it, and I'm going to keep getting better as much as I possibly can. So, I suffer from depression. I have loved ones who suffer from depression, and there are some days that just hit like a ton of bricks and you can't deal with everyday activities, and there's some stretches a period of time where you feel like you're on top of the world. And the number one piece of advice that I can give is just keep going. And my stream title is a Harry Potter quote, and since I have had depression and anxiety for a very long time, it's a quote that has been with me for a very long time, and I've had very close to my heart. And it's something Dumbledore says. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if only one remembers to turn on the light. So when I do feel as if the world is ending and I am suicidal and I just want to end it all, I don't always get that low, but there are definitely times where I'm like, why don't I just end it? Like, there's no point of me suffering through this and making other people suffer through as well. I realize that I have felt this way before, and I've gotten through it before. And there are so many other things that I can experience, and so many other things that I can fail at and succeed at, and so many other people that I can meet and befriend and be enemies with. And there's so much more to experience that it makes that day, although it was a horrible day, worth getting through and starting over again on the next. So hopefully this game and its information about depression and my musings will help you or someone that you love, even just a little bit, because that's the whole point of me talking about these things and opening up and sharing resources with you all. So I'm a 7th grade biology teacher and a guidance counselor. Well, thank you, I believe. If you are interested in this game, it is on Steam. It's made by a Polish team, I believe. It's only $6 to support this. And there are multiple playthroughs, so we got a decent positive ending, but there are other things that we could definitely experience as well too, if you're interested. But that's all for me tonight. I streamed for an hour and a half, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I have all this different social media that you can follow me on, as well as Discord.